Hello everyone, my name's AP the Weird One, and we are back with Dr. Ameku M.D, the finale, Dr. Detective. Episode 12, the finale. So we got the final conclusion to this mystery of a death in the locker room. Kind of unsatisfying if I'm going to be a bit honest. This definitely, in typical doctor shows and even like police shows, it would be like a 45-minute. And having this span out in 3 episodes, I don't think was necessary. I think it could have definitely been shortened. And even the ending itself felt like, okay, it was all right. All right, so from the at the end of episode 11, we are finding out basically someone's coming to the doctor's office about some evidence, and it's basically. It leads to be that it is Kugata Kujiro, the brother of the director or the uncle of Seiji. His involvement was kind of as predicted. He was the one who alerted of the mysterious death. He also alerted. He was also jealous of Seiji becoming the director, so he wanted to change things. Although his method wasn't so much the death, it was more that he wanted to plant drugs on him. He wanted to use Taki to plant drugs in his brother's office, and then he also drugged his brother, which is why he was feeling nauseated at that day. And so that if they do a drug test, they'd found him, and then so he could replace him. That was the intention. Now the weird part from yesterday, from the previous things about him investigating Taki, the thing they point out is he went towards his stomach first, rather than his heart or mouth, or to make sure he's okay. And the reason he went down by his stomach was to find the drugs, so they would have realized he would have if he had found drugs on him, he would have been implicated. But he's not actually the murderer in this case. There is actually, in fact, no murder, and this is the dumb part that I guess I don't necessarily like. So, we've known as the audience that Seiji had gotten headbutted by him, but Dr. Ameku and even Katori were all the assumption that he got punched in the fist, but that got punched in the head. And so, that was the kind of part that was a bit weird. It's like, wasn't this exactly explained or something like that he got headed by him? And the type of injury that Seiji had would have given indication was more than just a simple punch or whatever. The injury would have been from an elbow, a knee, or in this case being headbutted. So that's kind of a stupid thing. But basically, what that leads to is because he headbutted him, he gets a subarachnoid hemorrhage, and he gets that because of a neurogenic pulmonary. Well, this leads to, let's see. No, this leads to the neurogenic pulmonary edema, basically, which is a very, very rare case where if you have a head injury, it will cause fluids to come into the lungs, whatever. Basically, from research, it is very rare, about 20% victims, and it's something that you can only identify after death. It's not something you would know just upon seeing it. So that's if you do an autopsy. So, as they stated, if they had this autopsy, they would have figured out the problem. So. Yeah, and so they've solved that, and it's realized Katori can go back to work, essentially. It basically ends with them just shaking hands. I guess the wedding ring thing was because of Seiji having an affair with the plastic surgeon, I guess. That was the allusion to that, not necessarily Katori and Dr. Ameku getting married or having some sort of relationship or whatever. That's where that comes from. I don't know. I kind of, like I said, I wish this was 2 episodes. I think the brother could have easily not been found out. had the proper information been given. So yeah, this final arc dragged on, and yeah, it could have been easily two. It could have been easily 2 episodes. It didn't need to be 3. I think that's probably the downer. I think they could maybe adapted other parts of the other parts of the novel, whatever, other novel parts, and gone with that. I don't know. It just seems like it adds on a sour, like on a bit of a weird sour note. And like, yeah, the ending was fine and everything, but yeah, it didn't. I guess for the 3 episodes and having this, it makes sense to have that ending. But for I guess for a finale, it wasn't very interesting. Yeah, they ended up something like this, the kid's death or whatever. I think that would have been a better thing. So maybe if they had reworked, but I guess they're going on based on the novel. Yeah, it's just interesting. So with that, I'm gonna give my final thoughts to Dr. Ameku. I love the characterization. You know, Katori and Dr. Ameku. They're obviously a very fun bunch to be around. Dr. Ameku, in the final episode, she is still very, we'll say, tsundere, I would guess. She definitely gives off that vibe. I guess it was nice. And then Katori obviously made, was a good matcher. What I kind of liked about Katori was that he was actually fairly reliable. He has martial arts, whatever, and he was actually kind of knowledgeable. He just seemed like a very reliable. So as opposed to the last detective show, Ron Kishin of the Forbidden Deductions, where that Watson wasn't as. Oops. He was helpful, but he wasn't as that good. And Katori just seemed to be like a better Watson in that case. But I guess in like the kind of one of the final moments before they figure out the mystery of the death, she both of them reflect like, because of you, I really rely on you, and Katori said, you have made great strides. You have grown necessarily as a person, but and then that kind of final words like Dr. Ameku says, you got to continue to study under me so you can be a better diagnostician. Yeah. I guess okay. Overall, good series. The detective stuff, like learning about the different types of medicine, like learning about certain, like the problems, like what the head injury, the learning about causes of death, and that was interesting. But I guess some of the resolution wasn't that good. I didn't like this final arc, and then I would say the Burning Man arc were just the spontaneous combustion arc were just not my case. Both of them kind of felt like they went on for too long, but I think definitely my favorite being kind of like definitely being the kid that passed away, him having cancer. That was a nice sweet arc. I really enjoyed that, and I kind of wish the series had ended with something like that as opposed to this accident injury. Anyway, with that, I'll see you guys next time. Hope you have a wonderful day. If you like the series, let me know. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys for next time for the next anime review.